the man began to notice something strange. The room seemed to be shrinking. That night, he tied a rope between the window and the doorframe. The rope was pulled tight, but by the next morning, it had gone slack. That's when he realized this house was getting smaller every single day. He slowly walked toward the window, when suddenly every pane of glass in the entire building shattered at once. Something was definitely wrong with this hotel. He rushed to alert the staff, but no one believed him. So Mr. K climbed onto a table and shouted for everyone to get out, but they all thought he was crazy and carried him out of the kitchen. Determined to escape on his own, he headed for the exit, only to discover there wasn't one. Every door had turned into a wall. It was as if the entire building had been sealed off from the outside world. He was trapped. Just then, a marching band appeared, playing eerie music as they approached. With nowhere to hide, he ducked into a nearby room. Inside were two elderly women who'd been living in the hotel for decades. Kay asked them how to get out, but they dodged his questions. Then he noticed a hotel map hanging on the wall, and to his shock, there was no exit marked anywhere. Back in his own room, Kay studied the map and followed his instincts, trying to guess where a way out might be. He began marking the hallways. As the rooms kept shrinking, people started dragging their furniture into the corridors. Only then did they realize something was seriously wrong. More and more guests gathered in Kay's room, begging him to lead them out. Eventually, the room was so crowded, Kay had no place left to sleep. He was forced to crash in the hallway. One night, the phone in his room suddenly rang. It was the only connection he had to the outside world. He rushed to answer it, but a man beat him to it and slammed it down. Furious, Kay finally snapped and threw everyone out of the room. That's when he saw his carefully drawn map had been torn to shreds. Suddenly, people outside the window started hurling trash at him. It was the others, getting their revenge. He had no choice but to board up the window with his bed frame. Just as he was about to fall asleep, the ceiling light began spinning and came crashing down. Thankfully, Kay dodged it just in time. Kay decided to find the two old women upstairs, but by then, the hallway had narrowed so much it could only fit one person at a time. As he turned a corner, he ran into a group of people holding wooden sticks. He immediately turned and ran, with the group chasing close behind. Just in time, he made it back to his room and slammed the door shut. On the verge of losing his mind, he tore through everything, desperate to find a way out. That's when he knocked over the wardrobe and discovered a hidden tunnel. It looked like the inside of a living creature's intestine. Meanwhile, the others were pounding on his door. With no other option, Kay climbed into the tunnel. It was his only chance of escape. He crawled through the darkness until he hit a dead end, blocked by a giant insect egg. Behind him, the others had broken in and started crawling after him. Suddenly, the tunnel began to contract, trapping everyone in the tight space. Kay pushed with all his might and finally squeezed past the egg. On the other side was the sea, and there, guided by a creature that looked like an octopus, Kay had finally found the exit. This film uses the hotel as a metaphor for the world of the old order. The elderly women represent those who'd rather survive than seek change. The stick-wielding enforcers protect a crumbling system, and Kay, the lone rebel, is the one who dares to break free and chase something greater. But in the real world, who are we? Are we travelers trapped in outdated systems, or explorers brave enough to push through the walls around us? Maybe the hotel is just a reflection of our own minds, and the exit? It exists only for those who never stop searching.